Marcus Rashford plots revenge fire, United eye €80 million transfer money bag, and big moves in the summer window soccer ball. Let's dive in. Man United news. Marcus Rashford handed advice as on-loan star seeks revenge. Manchester United's Premier League struggles have come at a time when some of their recently departed stars, temporary or permanent, have enjoyed a better time of things. As Manchester United prepare to learn their Europa League round of 16 opponents, it's been impossible for the Red Devils to escape the headlines. Ruben Amorim's side have back-to-back games against fellow bottom-half sides this week before resuming their FA Cup campaign against Fulham at Old Trafford. First up is a trip to Everton on Saturday, followed by a midweek game at home to Ipswich. Head coach Amorim has found himself under pressure after struggling to turn results around in the league, while a number of injuries hindered United's preparation for last weekend's loss at Tottenham. While some of the walking wounded could return over the weekend, key man Ahmad is expected to be out for the season. United stars on team building night. Members of Manchester United squad were spotted out on a team bonding night as they aim to breathe new life into their season. Alejandro Garnacho, Joshua Zirkzee, Manuel Ugarte, and new signing Aiden Heaven were among those enjoying a night of activities followed by a Brazilian meal. First up was a trip to Altringham's Lane 7 venue for bowling, darts, shuffleboard, pool, and table tennis. They traveled from there to the nearby Jardim Rodizio Brazilian steakhouse for a selection of beef, pork, lamb, chicken, fish, vegetarian, and vegan dishes. The trip comes ahead of a busy period between now and the March international break. United have 5 domestic league and cup games before then, as well as both legs of their Europa League round of 16 tie. Rashford handed advice. Ollie Watkins is confident his new Aston Villa teammate Marcus Rashford will be back among the goals once he's got some minutes under his belt. Rashford joined Villa on loan from Manchester United at the start of the month and was handed his first start under Unai Emery in Wednesday's draw against Liverpool. It is nice playing with quality players, and I am sure in the future games I will get more opportunities. Watkins, who scored for Villa in the game, told TNT Sports. Rashford isn't the only new face, with Daniel Malin and Marco Asensio also adding firepower in the winter window. They haven't had that long to show what they can do, and they are still finding their feet, he added. When they get a few games under their belt, I am sure it will flow and connect together nicely. Antony's revenge mission. Real Betis manager Manuel Pellegrini believes Antony is out for revenge on himself after leaving Manchester United on loan. The Brazilian has been among the goals in La Liga and the Conference League, despite only netting once for his parent club in the first half of the season. Man United tried to sign me twice but didn't match £70 million valuation. Now I'm plotting their downfall. When Manchester United travel to Everton on Saturday lunchtime, they will line up against a player they wished was rearing the red of United, rather than the blue of their hosts. It was well documented that United were desperate to sign England international defender Jarrad Branthwaite and saw 2 bids rejected for the 22-year-old in the summer. Offers of £35 million and £50 million were rejected out of hand as Everton held out for a bid in the region of £70 million, and ultimately United decided not to pursue a move. Instead, teenager Lenny Yoro and Dutch international centre-half Matthijs de Ligt made the move to Old Trafford for a combined £90 million, and their interest in Branthwaite was parked until at least this summer. Addressing United's interest in him earlier this year, Branthwaite said, "I think for any player it's difficult when you've got interest and you know it's solid interest," he said in Everton's matchday program before last month's 0-0 draw against Chelsea. "But for me, I just try to focus on myself and what I can affect, and that was the performances every day in training and the performances on the pitch. If I perform well, then it's good for me and the team. So I think that's the main thing for me. I don't get too dragged into it all. I just keep focused on what I can do and what I can affect, really, and that's the way I'll keep doing it." Branthwaite has continued to go from strength to strength at Goodison Park and has struck up an excellent partnership with fellow England international James Tarkowski. After Sean Dyche was sacked as Toffee's boss, former United manager David Moyes has returned to the Everton hot seat, and he has made an incredible start to his second stint in charge. Moyes has won 4, drawn 1, and lost one of his first 6 Premier League matches in charge, as Everton have not only moved 13 points clear of the relegation zone, but have also moved ahead of United in the league table. Branthwaite's performances have been instrumental in that, and now he will look to help Everton beat United to put a 4-point gap between the two sides. And while he insists he will only concentrate on factors he can affect, he will quietly be determined to prove to United they were right to covet his transfer last summer by plotting their downfall on Merseyside on Saturday. Manchester United in contact with AC Milan over sensational summer deal for Theo Hernandez. Manchester United have reportedly established contact with AC Milan over a potential summer deal for Theo Hernandez. Despite signing Patrick Dorgu in January from Lecce, United are still believed to be keen on signing another wingback, capable of slotting into Ruben Amorim's preferred 3-4-3 system. Sporting CP's Giovanni Quenda appears to be United's primary target, but the club have also been linked to other alternatives, including their former star Alvaro Carreras and, of course, Milan's Hernandez. There was speculation that United were keen on signing Hernandez during the winter window, but a transfer never materialized and he ended up remaining at the San Siro. According to Spanish news outlet Fichajes, the Red Devils' interest in Hernandez remains intact and they're prepared to make a move for him in the next few months. Fichajes claim that Amorim's side have already reached out to Milan to explore the conditions of an agreement for the player, who is living his last months at the Italian outfit. Milan chiefs are willing to sanction his sale amidst doubts over his performances. The left-back also doesn't have the best relationship with Milan fans. Fichajes note that United view the 27-year-old as someone capable of improving the team's performances. While the report doesn't state a specific number, Milan want a significant amount from parting ways with Hernandez. The next few weeks will be crucial in defining the defender's future. Meanwhile, the Rossoneri have already started looking at potential replacements for the France international. So far this season, Hernandez has made 34 appearances across all competitions, registering 4 goals and 5 assists in that period. He was the villain of the night on Tuesday as Milan were dumped out of the Champions League by Feyenoord. Hernandez was sent off in the second half when he saw his second yellow card, with Milan leading 1-0 on the night and were level with Feyenoord on aggregate. The second yellow card was for a silly dive. After being given his marching orders, Feyenoord needed just 1 shot on target, the only one they had all evening, to clinch the draw that sent them through to the round of 16. The 5 biggest moments from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's first year at Man United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's investment in Manchester United was meant to signal the beginning of a new era for the fallen giants. But there have been few signs that the torture will end anytime soon. There have been a litany of errors both in the boardroom and on the pitch since the 72-year-old became a minority shareholder at Old Trafford on February 20, 2024, taking over sporting control, with much of the hope and goodwill that surrounded his arrival having since evaporated. The silver linings have been few and far between during his first year as co-owner, and there promises to be tumultuous times ahead as the Red Devils desperately attempt to pull themselves out of crisis. Here are United's most notable moments since Ratcliffe arrived at Old Trafford. Ratcliffe showed no interest in appeasing the masses with his first round of cost-cutting early in his reign. The founder of petrochemicals firm Ineos swiftly set about reducing the wage bill and made approximately 250 staff redundant after taking charge of day-to-day operations. He'd also insisted that a working-from-home culture had to end and every employee must be 100% office-based. Ratcliffe later removed legendary former manager Sir Alex Ferguson as a paid ambassador, cancelled the club's staff Christmas party, and denied employees free travel to last season's FA Cup final in other penny-pinching bids. Ticket prices have been raised too, with concessionary rates for all remaining tickets removed, as fans feel the impact of a merciless approach. The argument behind such decisions was that money saved could be reinvested into the playing squad, with the club suggesting that the previous bout of redundancies would save £45 million per year. Unsurprisingly, it was not a popular decision within the club or among supporters, but the layoffs may not be done there. Recent reports have suggested that Ratcliffe could make up to another 200 employees redundant to prevent the club from going bust. If those cuts are made, more pressure and backlash will justifiably come Ratcliffe's way, especially considering that there are still a sea of underperforming players earning millions per season. United endured a hugely difficult 2023-24 campaign with mass uncertainty off the pitch and huge inconsistencies on it. However, there was a brief light at the end of the tunnel as the Red Devils conquered local rivals Manchester City to win an unexpected FA Cup crown. Erik ten Hag's side had ridden their luck en route to the showpiece event, particularly in the semi-final when they surrendered a 3-goal lead to championship side Coventry City before scraping through on penalties. But they would be the side celebrating in the capital come the end of May as 2 academy graduates fired them to shock glory. Goals from Alejandro Garnacho and Kabi Menu helped United conquer their fierce foes and see off a late rally, with bragging rights and world